Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Non-League Nutter Natter for what is our pre-season review and final season preview, I suppose. Not really had much of a pre-season myself due to various reasons. So I think, Andrew, if you want to kick off with your kind of pre-season roundup to start with.
Oh, I've been all over the place. So
Yeah.
mostly hitching. Since the last time we talked, I'd been to two hitching friendlies at that point. Home to Rushton and home to Barnet. So after we recorded last time, I went to Histon for Hitchin's next friendly.
Yep.
And so that was away at Histon, just outside Cambridge. And Hitchin came away from that with a 2-1 win. They looked actually pretty decent. But they were playing a team from a level down. So, but it was a good game, enjoyable game. After that, the following Tuesday, Hitchin hosted a Luton Town under-21 side.
Okay.
And that one finished 1-1. It was a good game. And you get the comments from Luton fans, "Guy, you can't even beat our kids." And you're thinking, yeah, but these are elite level professionals, basically, against a Step 3 non-league team. But having said that, Hitchin did hold their own pretty well against them. The Luton kids, the under-21s, they had a lot of skills, but they didn't have an awful lot of nous up top in terms of tactical ability. They need to work on their brain power a bit, I think, because that's what let them down. They could have technically and skillfully they could have outshone Hitchin, no problem at all. They just didn't necessarily have the tactical ability to go with the skills. So that was that one. Then a week later, I decided to go to a different club for a change. So just up the road, Sheffield were playing against Welwyn Garden City, another pre-season friendly. So I went to that one. Sheffield is a nice clubhouse next to a field, basically. There's not an awful lot of facilities there apart from that. But again, it was a nice evening, nice sunny evening, nice and warm, and watched Sheffield cruise to a 3-1 win. They had a player there who was basically very, very vociferous, lots of yelling and shouting about until he got the ball. And then he invariably made a pass that was too short for his colleagues, or he overhit it too far. And basically, he wanted the ball all the time, but when he got it, he couldn't do anything with it. It was actually quite fun to watch. But despite that, they still won 3-1. Then it was up to this weekend, basically. So Friday night, Hitchin had a friendly at home again. This time they're playing Edgware and Kingsbury. They're a Step 5 club in the Combined Counties Premier North. And there was a golfing class between the two teams on this occasion. Hitchin Step 3, Edgware Step 5. Hitchin rolled out 6-2 winners. So it was a very, very good performance from Hitchin. Despite, I mean, yes, you'd expect them to win against a team 2 steps lower, but they won it with ease and looked good doing so. They looked like they were full of ideas, and it's very pleasing to watch. And then we get to Saturday, and Saturday was what I call a non-league pre-season adventure, because nothing is ever as it seems. So we started off. I was going to meet my cousin at Reading, and there were scheduled, allegedly, 2 games in the same ground. Reading City were going to kick off at 1 o'clock against Ashford Town, and it was going to be followed at 3 o'clock by Woodley United against somebody else. So that was all the plan. Meet up there in time for the 1 o'clock kickoff and just spend the afternoon there. All good plans go out the window at just after 10 o'clock when I get a message to say they're kicking off at 11:30. I'm thinking, okay, all right. So we decided we're still going to go for it because my cousin can get there pretty easily. I said, well, I checked the sat nav earlier in the day and it reckoned an hour and 10 minutes. So theoretically, I still had time to get there for the start of the match. The M25 had different ideas. So I turned up about 5 minutes before half time.
Oh dear.
The only advantage to that is the gates open at that point. I can just walk in without having to pay to get in. So
Yeah.
that was a bonus. At that point, it was 1-0 to Reading City. And that's how they went in at half time. So we came out for the second half. Ashford equalised. Then they took the lead, and then finally Reading pulled it back. It finished 2-2. It was again an entertaining game. So I said, "So what's happening now then for the next one then?" That's not happening. So the Woodley United game wasn't happening. So we thought, right, where else can we go? Okay, what's near Reading? Well, Thatcham's near Reading. They've got a home friendly. Except they're not playing at Thatcham. They're playing in Maidenhead. Okay, fine. All right, skip that one. Okay. What about Aldermaston? They've got a friendly. They're at home. And we thought, okay, we'll have a look at that. They were due to kick off at 3 o'clock, so we had time to get there. Get where? That was the question. Because according to the Footballogy app, the match was being played at Thatcham, which made a certain degree of sense because that's where Aldermaston play their home league games. So we thought that makes sense. We'll go to Thatcham. So we go to Thatcham, and it's pretty deserted. I'm thinking, okay, this is 2 o'clock by this point. So an hour before kickoff, you'd expect somebody to be there. There was one person inside the ground just sweeping up next to the pitch. So we said, "Is there a game on?" She said, "Yeah, Aldermaston." I said, "There's nobody here, is there?" She said, "Oh, well, I'll into the bar." So we goes into the bar, and the barman looks at us like we've come from a different planet and says, "No, there's no game here today. We've just got a private function on." I said, right, not Aldermaston then. No, they're playing at their ground. Okay. So this went on, and so we worked out at that point that he agreed that Aldermaston play their home league matches at Thatcham. That's a given. That's correct. So we thought, right, okay, let's have a look at the Twitter feed. So we goes on to Aldermaston's Twitter feed, and there is absolutely nothing about the game on that Saturday at all. Their last tweet was a week before about the result of the previous friendly. So, all right, who are they playing against? Hardly United. So we go onto their Twitter feed, and there's this nice little picture poster type thing saying AFC Aldermaston 3 p.m. away, and it gave the address and the postcode for the Thatcham ground that we were stood at, where there definitely wasn't a game on. But then they'd reposted the same poster with a little note just above it, which was literally just a postcode.
Yeah.
Which, nothing to say that it's here or anything. It's just a picture of the poster with the Thatcham address on and a different postcode typed in above it. So we put that into the sat-nav, and that took us to Aldermaston. Okay, all right, fine. So we pulls up at this postcode on a housing estate opposite the atomic weapons plant base in Aldermaston. I think, well, where the hell's the football ground then? And my cousin says, well, it must be on the base then. It must be on the military base. So we got on the old Google sat nav, satellite pictures, and we could see pitches inside the base. So we thought, okay, so we left the cars on the housing estate across the road. We walked onto the base, and basically the recreation area where they've got the rugby club, the bowls club, and everything for the staff of the military base is all open access. So it's not within the secure area of the base at all. So we went in there, and we're playing here at 3 o'clock. Okay, all right, great. Okay, we're in the right place then. This was about 20 to 3 at this point. So we grabbed a quick pint in the bar, and then went and watched, finally, after trekking all over the place, watched AFC Aldermaston against Hardley United, which was good fun. So, and the advantage of that is because Aldermaston, although that's officially their home ground, they don't play competitive matches there. So if you're into ticking off grounds, getting to that one isn't going to happen very often. So we were quite pleased with that.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, the result of the match was half time. It was 1-0 to Ardley. And then they came out in the second half and basically blitzed them. It finished Oldham Marston 1, Ardley 6. So from Friday night to Saturday afternoon, I'd got 3 games and 19 goals in. So not bad going.
Can't complain.
So I just wish that, I appreciate that clubs, especially at the lower levels, rely on volunteers to do their social media and things. But it really, really would help if they keep things up to date. At least putting on when and where the fixture is going to be, clearly and obviously.
Yeah, no, definitely. Footballology is a little bit different because they rely on what they're seeing on social media.
Yeah.
So I know I had to manually update a couple of hours on Footballology by saying, because you can do it yourself, can't you? So by saying what stadium, what kickoff, and all that.
Yeah.
I had to do that a couple of times for a couple of Tividale pre-seasons. Update it to where we were playing and the times, but so it's
yeah, I'm not blaming Footballology at all. That's only as good as the information people put in it. But when you go through onto the Twitter feed of the actual Twitter account of the club involved, and there's no information about the friendly whatsoever, or on the other club there is information about the friendly, but it's so ambiguous that you ain't got a clue where they're playing. It does make it different. We weren't the only people that had gone to Thatcham. There were some more people turned up after us that had also gone to Thatcham first. So, yeah, there we go.
Like I said, pre-season shenanigans.
Yeah, pre-season shenanigans. It was fun. But anyway, that's pretty much pre-season done now. Some of the leagues have already kicked off, the Step 5, Step 6 leagues. And actually, I think some more kick off next week, next Saturday.
Yeah.
And then
it's FA Cup this week.
Yeah, that's it. It's FA Vars this week, isn't it? Is it?
FA Cup.
FA Cup extra preliminary round. That's it. Yeah, Cup Vars. Trophy of some description. Yes, FA Cup extra preliminary round. That's what's on this weekend. We'll work out where I'm going. I've got no idea where I'm going for this one yet. So
yeah, that's fair enough. I'm trying to think if I'd been to any pre-season games when we last recorded. I don't think I had.
We last recorded on the 12th. I don't think you had at that point.
No, because we were a little bit later started than everyone else.
Yeah.
Story of ours. So the next day we had that tournament at Darlaston between us, Darlaston, Dudley, and Tipton. Everybody played each other once in the group stage, and then first played fourth and second played third in semi-finals and final.
Yeah.
So I was at one till 12:30, so I headed over after that. The tournament started at 12, I think it was. Yeah, started at 12. I got there for about 1:30, so I'd missed 3 games. I got there as we were playing Darlaston, and we were 1-0 up. And that's how that finished.
Right, yeah.
This game was, I can't remember, but basically the group stages, in the whole group stages, there was 2 goals.
Right. Yeah, and these were what, half-hour games, or?
Yeah, and I'm just trying to work out how many games there would have been. Probably about 8 games, and there was 2 goals. And they were both penalties.
Oh, great.
So yeah, so plenty of 0-0s.
Yeah.
We beat Darlaston 1-0, and Tipton beat Darlaston 1-0 as well. So the way it worked was you got a point per goal. Yeah. So they were hoping that obviously everybody won the same amount of games, that the goals would make the difference. Clearly they couldn't do that because both the winners had only won 1-0. So then it was like we were going to do it,
Mhm.
but alphabetical. So theoretically, Tipton would win it.
Yeah.
Because IP comes to call TIV.
Yeah.
But no, they decided to flip a coin.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, they flipped a coin. Tividale won the toss, so Tividale won the group,
Excellent.
which put them against Darlaston because they had lost the 2 games. It was Tividale against Darlaston. Darlaston won that 2-0.
Yeah.
And then Studley beat 3-0, I want to say. So it set up a Studley and Darlaston final,
Right.
and which Studley won 1-0. So Studley won the tournament.
Excellent.
Difficult one to assess regarding Tividale, purely because it was the first time we saw them. There was a huge squad, and obviously they were rotating players, and it was only half-an-hour games.
Uh-huh.
25-minute games. By which point you should be getting into the swing of things.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. But the only concern I had at that point was that we drew 0-0 with Tipton, who were a step 7 side,
Uh-huh.
but Tipton dominated most of that 25-minute period.
Oh, yeah. That's not a
I know
good
it's
sign. But this is
fine.
early on, isn't it? This is.
Yeah, but then I beat Darlaston at 4, so
Well, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, like I say, very difficult to judge from that. But it was kind of like didn't take a lot of confidence because of the Tipton game.
Yeah.
Then we were on to the Tuesday where we played Cradley at Wolverhampton University, Walsall campus.
Yeah.
Cradley Town, who are Midland League Division 1, so step 6. Yeah. Cradley just dominated from start to finish.
Right.
I think looking back on it, the performance wasn't as bad as it seemed at the time. Cradley are very, very good. I would expect them to be up there
Yeah.
at the end of the season. Challenging for the title, they were very good, very well organised. A lot of step 5 quality players there.
Right.
Stuart, our manager from this year, is now the joint manager there, so we took a couple of players from TV with him.
Yeah.
They won it 2-0, and I think Jack Till, who was at Tividale, scored both. He did also miss a penalty.
Ah.
Yeah, so that saved us a little bit. Reece Francis, the former Highgate keeper, was in goal for them. He had a grand total of 1 save to make, and he came in the 9 minutes.
All right.
80 corner. Yeah. Getting a lot of confidence. This is good. Don't get wrong, some rights and some good little spectacle. Obviously, and I was a bit like, this isn't
No.
good at the minute.
I can see why you thought that, yeah.
Yeah, and then we moved on to the Saturday where we were at Wolverhampton Uni again. Cadbury Athletic again, step 7. Cadbury Athletic were. I think it was 1-1 potentially at half time, maybe 2-1. No, it was 2-1. But Cadbury caused us a few problems again. It's a bit more like, yeah, we're winning, but still, 2 still versus 2
Yeah.
like him. Better in terms of where at the result. And then the second half, we went 3-1 up, or 1 up, then 5-1 up. Sorry, and then they pulled it back to 4-2. Then we went out to 5. 5-2, and they won to 5-3, and that's how
Right.
we finished. I think the scoreline was a little bit harsh on Canterbury. I think they'd lost 3-2, 4-3,
Yeah.
maybe, would reflect their own, but they played very, very well. A lot of pace in the squad. A couple of strong players in there. Played some very good, played decent football. But upon reflection, I think we played worse than we did against Craig. It shows kind of how well Craig, kind of shows how well Craig played on the Tuesday night. Sit back and analyse 2 games and looking back over, we probably did play better against Cradley. But obviously we got the results against Cadbury. And then I'm trying to think what happened after that. Tuesday we were supposed to play live, but they cancelled the day. I don't know why. So that didn't go ahead. And then Saturday we played Northfield Town. We kicked off at 1. I was at till 12:30, something like that. Drew 2-2. I'm not sure what steps Northfield are actually. I think they might be step 7 as well. We were 2-0 up. They called it back to 2-1, and then apparently they had a very late penalty. Can't comment on it because I wasn't there. But again, a little bit concerning that we might have to see a game against the second side. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear. So it's not been the greatest of pre-seasons for Tivy then.
No, and then we played Coleshill Town last night, who was step 4. Lost for 3-0, which is expected. Apparently we played pretty well. We just didn't take our chances, so a little bit more encouraging. Again, I didn't know where it was and finishing work and whatnot. I don't know how to take it. Obviously, the new squad, things are going to take time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It seems like we're going to be in for a long season again.
Yeah, possibly.
I thought we're seeing it a minute. Then, as one of the coaches rightly said when I was speaking to him last week, he's like, look, he said, we probably haven't got the full squad that we want yet. There's a few other players that we want on high level. Again, sometimes come late September, mid-October, they're going to start saying, actually, I want to play, so we might be able to do that to us.
Yeah, it happens a lot of this level. So.
Yeah. I don't want to be negative going into the season. I'm not in a whole lot. But as we say, new squad, new management, new everything, new start. Is what it is. The goal for this season is purely not to finish bottom. We aren't expecting miracles. We aren't expecting to be up fighting for a league. We aren't expecting to be pushing for playoffs this year. It's kind of your rebuild season. Just trying not to get relegated. Get relegated. Oh well, not the end of the world. Yeah. But on other news, she's actually looking
good. Well, it hasn't rained for a while. That helps.
We've gone from massive bald spots all over the place to just grass everywhere. We've done massive amounts of work around the ground thanks to some parents at the academy who came in there on Saturday. Did a lot of rubbish, did a lot of clutter, tidied the place up a little bit, which is what it needed. Do that yourself when you were there last year. And what else has been done? When I was there last Friday, one of the floodlights had been changed to LED just to test it. I think they wanted to go for a slightly higher lumen. I think they're going for the next one up. And then I was told the rest should have been put in last weekend, but I've not been there yet. So hopefully we've got LED lights now, which is obviously going to.
Yeah, it should do, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Rich has come in from Stars and he's certified, done exactly what he said he was going to do. Put a lot of money into it, a lot of his own money.
Yeah.
So, I'm to behind them and start following and maybe back, not necessarily on the pitch, but around the club and what we do and get behind everyone rather than there's been a bit of a rift between the club and the social club the last couple of years. We're trying to support together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully this year it's our 70th year as well. So the football club's 70th year and the social club's 50th year.
Are you designating a particular match to be the celebration match or anything?
No, they're kind of there's something in the pipeline which I'm not. I don't think they would admonish me for discussing it, but I don't want to be competitive before I get to go ahead. But there's something in the pipeline. I'm not sure whether it's for later on in the year. Don't know if it's going to be earlier in the season, later in the season. So, but yeah, there's something that sounds really good, and I think Rich, what he wants to do, will be able to pull it off. So I can't see it wouldn't happen. But I don't
absolutely. We'll pretend you're under a non-disclosure agreement for the moment.
Yeah.
So. An unofficial one. So.
Yeah. So but yeah. Yeah. Like I say, things are looking good. So in terms of the club, mate, if the team's not where it needs to be yet, that's absolutely fine. But the club's looking better, in the better shape, which is positive. Like I said 3 months ago, we weren't even sure if we were going to be here this season. So
good. Positives at last.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, sponsorship.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I've got to offer this to everyone. What we're doing now is just now sponsorship opportunities. What's it there? £500 per season. Season. But they're willing to take 2 installments, so they know a lot. £5 and a minute, so £50, and then £250 in February time. Just talk of the future from the next year. Wouldn't be the 500 so you can go to the board this time. So it's ridiculous. Also, have their sponsorships available to squads announced. That's going to be £50 a player. And then obviously they don't climb up a little bit. I think it's £250 for a full page, £150 and £100 for a third. Think that's available. If I've missed anything, I've missed it. But yeah, you can go on the website, obviously the search for Tividale Football Club, or find Tividale Football Club on Twitter and send them a message if you're interested. Yeah. And the ladies are looking for sponsorship as well. Shirts are sorted. Might need some for the players.
Okay. You're breaking up a lot for me. I'm sure it's probably recording fine, but yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, I said you were breaking up a lot, but I'm sure it was recording fine. I just wasn't catching most of that. So, yeah. So, get your money out your pocket and sponsor Tivi then, basically, is the basis for that. Good. Yeah.
Like I say, look at the website, look on the Twitter.
Yeah.
It's all there, the information you need. Reach out if you want
to. Excellent. So
yeah.
So some of...
I think that kind of leads us nicely into...
No, go on.
I'm sorry, yeah. I think that kind of leads us nicely into what we were looking at doing potentially this season.
Yeah, go for it.
As I say, FA Cup starts tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow. This weekend. So we'll top five that was also early stages and then abandon it during
Yeah,
the big boy coming in as
when
we
we can't
normally do.
afford tickets anymore, basically we'll be out. So.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll follow that as far as we can. Vase and trophy. I know it's more so with the vase. We try and get you try and get any the
I'll
vase.
try. Yeah.
Um, I'll follow up with Tividale as long as they're in it. The second night, we're first to do one in the rain.
Yeah.
That's all I'm October. I'm going to try and tick off the
Oh yeah. Yeah.
the Premier Division. Nobody moves ground. We don't know the last year, you know. Just trying to see who the. I think there's 5 I've got to do. There's 4 I've got to do. So I'm going to get those up in a minute. And yeah,
Your
that's pretty
plans,
much
yeah.
my.
Well, mine's similar. Like you say, the
main
FA
goal.
Cup starts this Saturday, so go as far as I can until I can't afford it anymore. The Vase and the thing. I've got a season ticket for Hitchin this year, so I'll be going to Hitchin a lot when they're at home. But when they're away, I'll be going all over the place, doing other things. I completed the Spartan South Midlands Premier League last year. There's one new team in that this year, which I need to go to recomplete that. I'm close to finishing the Combined Counties Premier North and the United Counties Premier South. So between those two, there's a possibility I might get both of those sorted as well. I mean, some of the leagues actually kicked off this Saturday just gone. So some of the Step 5, Step 6 leagues are already underway. Well, Step 5 ones anyway. So yeah, so that's it's all systems go now. Get to the footy games.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yes. I'm just having a quick look at the grounds I've been to in the league. So we've got OJM Black Country, which is due to play them on the 31st of August, so I'll get one ticked off pretty much straight away. Not the end of the world if I don't manage to get there with Tividale, because I'm due Tividale will have 3 weeks at some point, and they are literally just down the road from us. So I'm sure I'll get those in. Northwich Victoria, they moved great halfway through last season. We are due to play those away on the 20th of September. There's 2 nice early ones. The next one, 1874 Northwich. The new boys have relegated to Step 4. We are due to play those away on the 30th of November. All pretty early. And then come up from Step 6. Obviously, we've got those by Saturday, but I'm at a wedding, so I'm not there. So then play them away in the league on the 8th of February. And then the last one, Stone have moved the cities. Have moved to Barton's live to Reading, the Little Sunday Stadium.
Right, okay. Yes. Yeah, some definite plans.
Pretty.
Yeah, good. So, have you done any big scores? I have.
No, all honesty. Just have to compete with some of the leaders.
I've done some. I've had a look through the paper and done big scores, so we'll do big scores, seeing as how we do that a lot. So we are looking at Essex Senior League. Sawbridgeworth Town 0, Hullbridge Sports 5. And also Stansted 0, Romford 4. So those 2. Then we go to the Northwest Counties League Premier Division. Barnoldswick Town 3, Lower Breck 3. These were all on Saturday when the league started up. And also Squiresgate 4, Bury 4. That's a big one. Then we're into the Tall Aston Northern Counties East League Premier Division. Oh, there we go. Frickley Athletic 2, Pickering Town 4. EBAC Northern League Division 1. Blythe Town 4, Newcastle Benfield 2, and also Redcar Athletic 4, Kendalltown 0. Then we're into the Southern Combination Premier Division. There's a few in this one, actually. They seem to like having the goals flying around. Got Horsham YMCA 5, Little Common 0. And it's only 2, actually. It looked like more than that. Pagham 5, Crawley Down Gatwick 0. Spartan South Midlands Premier, Aylesbury Vale 0, Arsley Town 5. Into the United Counties Premier, which bit are we in? It must be the north. Kimberley Miners Welfare 6, Deeping Rangers 1. And in the south, God Manchester 1, Bugbrook St Michael's 5, and also Newport Pagnell Town 5, Yaxley 1. And then we go down to the Western League Premier Division, and they definitely like kicking the goals in down there. We've got 2 identical scores. We've got Brislington 8, St Blazy 0, and also Buckland Athletic 8, Welton Rovers 0. So, yes. So 2 big buggers down there. So that's a roundup of the big scores from the first week of the league season. Yeah.
You in there? Just interesting. I know you mentioned February. One came across earlier. This weekend should draw quite early. Just already on the
right.
Six, 700 in the league last year, which is good going for February. We have been getting about 3,000. Not a million miles away from each US, so I would imagine that would see a decent grade. I saw a picture today of the sprinklers going on the sprinklers going on the Congleton pitch. And Twitter had me and said watering a pitch with the tears of the Berry fans when the campaign goes behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Which is not. They're just alluding to the Amy Man for last year. And it's upset the Berry faithful on Twitter. Let's just say
I like the Twitter banter when it gets going. So.
Yeah, but I found that quite funny. I have to say, Congleton, from experiences with Congleton last year, I mean, he's pretty good and he's up for anything. He's fair game. He'll take as much as he'll give as much as he takes.
If they're prepared to take it as well as give it, that's fine. It's when you give it out and you don't want to take it back that's you get the problem. So
no, that's all good. One bit of news that I've come across today as well. 11 days before the start of their season, Tin Albion have parted ways with their management team today.
Who made that decision?
So, God knows, but like I said, the problem is a bit obvious. It's not like it's a new manager that's coming and there's just stuff
weird.
To do this. It's somebody who's been there for a while.
Yes.
So interesting to see if they get somebody before the start of the season. Any players move on. And the other thing, the Phoenix Trophy. Phoenix Trophy. The draw for that has been made for this year. It's expanded to 16 teams for match innings. It's not going to be group stages followed by a finals weekend. It is literally a knockout from the start to the finish. So it's essentially quarterfinals, semi-final.
Round of 16, the quarterfinals are played. Are they played on a home and away basis?
So the quarterfinal is the round of 16. No.
So if you've got 16 teams, that'll be a round of 16. But that's played on a home and away leg, isn't it? And the quarterfinals are on a home and away leg.
The round of 16 and the quarterfinals
will be as before in Italy for the finals weekend.
in Italy somewhere, which will be announced somewhere else. I've got the fixtures here. So, as I said, it's 16 clubs this year, and
Yeah.
some that have been in before, some new ones. So, if I just go for the list of clubs first, so we've got Walton and Hersham, who are obviously from England. Prague Raptors, obviously from Prague in the Czech Republic. Berkham Sports from Belgium. FC United from Manchester, who have won it 2 out of 3 times and are current holders. FC Larso of Norway. Venus Bucharest of Romania. Club Pikarski or Obniki Slavsky.
Who? What was that again?
Where are they from? So, Club Pilkarski or
I ain't got a bloody clue. Poland would be my guess.
Yep, there we go. Poland. BK Skolderback from Denmark and the other team to win the competition. This one almost made me fall out of the competition.
Well,
Very been included this year. We have Gila FC from Finland, Brera FC from Milan, who I believe are the team who kicked the whole thing off. Lantwick Major are back in it. Then we have a Scottish team, the Caledonian Braves. We've got FK Milekovac from Serbia. Fans United FC from Montenegro and Athletic Sonnenberg from Germany. So we have the group's been split into 2 halves. So there's 8 teams on one side of the draw and 8 teams on the other. So on the first side of the draw, we have Brera FC versus Fans United. FC United and Manchester against
Prague
Raptors, which I believe was the final. Was it not?
It's been 3 times this competition. As you said, FC Manchester won it twice and BK Skold won it twice. FC Raptors have lost the final all 3 times.
Once. Yeah. Yeah. So.
No.
One of those teams didn't get very much. The 2 on the side of the draw is BK Skold, Athletic Sonnenberg, and Lantwick Major versus Berkham Sport. The quarterfinals will be either Brera or Fans against FC United or Prague, and BK Skold or Sonnenberg versus Lantwick Major and Berkham. The other side of the draw, first round is Bury versus Gila. Walton and Hersham versus Oslo. Milia Kovac versus the Polish team. I'm not going to read that again. Caledonian Braves versus Venus Bucharest. And the quarterfinals will be either Bury and Gila versus Walton or Oslo. Milakovac and the Polish team. The Polish team will play Caledonian Braves or Bucharest. So, yeah. Like I said, I've changed the formats up, and that's probably just to make things easier now. There's more teams in it because obviously they've got to fit it around the league and cup seasons. And none of the actual fixture dates have been released yet. So, interesting to see where they are.
It'd be good to get at least one of them,
one this season. Yeah, I wouldn't mind, if possible, if I could do a home and away of the Lantwick Major and the Berkham.
We'll just have to wait on the dates and see what happens with the dates and work it out from there.
Obviously, the Lantwick Major, is doable on the day. As long as the trains behave. And Berkham is the closest overseas team, so that it works pretty well. For me, it worked pretty well because I was probably my closest British team and my closest overseas team. that have been drawn against each other. So hopefully the dates work out. If I can only one, I'd rather it be the Belgian leg.
Yeah.
I've already been to
Yeah.
Wales.
Which is like you say, wait for the dates to come out and then work
Yeah,
out
we shall
the
see.
diaries and see what can be done and what can't. So
Yeah. As I say, for me, much as some people go, it's actually far easier for me to get a coach there and back to Antwerp than it is a flight. There's no. In fact, it might even be for you because I don't think there's any flights directly to
Antwerp
Antwerp.
isn't that far from Brussels. It really isn't. It's only a
You can
half
look
hour,
at
40-minute train ride away. So if you could get to Brussels, you'd have no problem getting to Antwerp. Belgium's so easy to get around.
Yeah. Yeah. But rather than no direct flights or over the ground Italy on the perimeter fence to the airport. What I'm doing on Google.
Right.
Yeah, so it looks like it's practically going the wrong way. But yeah, I knew direct from Birmingham trying to work on the coach, or if I really wanted to make things more, give myself more options in travel in coach times, and probably make it a bit better. I can get down to London and then London to Brussels. There's more coaches in Brussels, as you say, from Brussels to Antwerp.
Yeah, and it's pretty quick. So yeah.
So yeah, I've got plenty of options, but I think for me, a coach would probably be better. And it's not too bad. I think it's only 15, 16 hours. So I know I say only 15, 16 hours, but yeah, I've done school trips back in the day when I was in high school when we've done 26, 28, 32 hours on the coach. So I can do 15, 16 hours or something. So yeah, don't fancy Romania on the coach. So I think or Montenegro.
That's where we are.
But yeah, that's the couple. Most likely the finals weekend will clash with the non-league finals weekend again.
There we go.
Which interestingly I've looked at already. It's weekend this year. So
right.
10th and 11th of May or the 9th and 10th of May. But they haven't said if it's a Saturday or a Sunday yet, which I'm not quite up because the hotel is actually cheaper than me, so I'm not going to make your mind up. I suppose I'll wait for the rain date.
That's what the clash was this year, wasn't it? The Women's FA Cup
on the same
final.
weekend again.
Yeah.
And it's not guaranteed that'll be Sunday because they have done that on Saturdays in the past as well, so they might alternate between the two. So I'm not going to book it and end up making the women's final. Yeah. So if someone's from the FA is listening, please hurry up and get them.
Yeah, it would be useful, wouldn't it? There we go.
Say what's going on.
We start off talking about communication at lower league clubs, and we're now talking about communication at the FA at the top. It's a common theme here. Yeah.
Yeah. The difference is
and those teams have got a whole paid team to deal with it. So yeah. All right. Any more news, or are we wrapping up and reconvening at a later date?
Yeah. Reconvening on probably not next week because obviously
no.
Obviously, we haven't got anything till Saturday after. Which I don't know if I'm going to be there yet because it depends what the ladies are doing. Because as I've said, if the ladies are at home, I'm going to have to knock the men on the head on a Sunday because I need to be there for the ladies on a Sunday. But we could, if we get a draw on Saturday, we will have a race on Tuesday night. So kind of makes things a little bit awkward as well. So yeah, and then the week
Okay,
after
so there's
that,
definitely a few
we
games
are
coming along then.
Saturday,
That's
Tuesday,
it.
Saturday. So
So,
yeah, so I
yeah,
think maybe
go
if
for the
we
week after.
begin
Yeah.
next week, I miss, and probably the week after should have
Okay, so that
at least
means
one game for you.
I might have, yeah.
I think we'll probably have 2 or
So
3.
that means our next episode will be
Or,
out then week commencing 12th of August. At some point during that week, we'll record and publish. So,
yeah,
cool, excellent.
yep. So good. So yeah, so
Yeah,
when we're back,
some
we'll
actual
actually have
competitive
some
matches.
proper football to talk about.
Excellent. It has, hasn't it? Yeah, it's been a long summer.
Been too long.
So, okay, good. Right,
It has.
let's end it there and
Okay
speak
then.
to you all next time. Bye.
Yep. Speak to you next time.